think what grounds me the most in life, and what has always amazed me to the point of what some may refer to as a religious or a spiritual experience, is space in the universe. I remember as a child looking up at the stars and just being stuck in this kind of trance of awe. It was just so powerful to me. And I remember in middle school, my grandfather bought this really nice telescope. And on the clear nights, he would take us out to look at the various planets and stars. I'll never forget that. There was just something about space that really takes me out of my own head. It's so incomprehensible that it just transcends any language for me. Any words that I could use wouldn't give it justice. It reminds me of Jewish tradition. The Jews named their God Yahweh, but they would also rarely speak the name because to do so was already losing the meaning. So God to them was something beyond language and beyond comprehension. And I feel the same way, I think, about the universe and when I look at the stars. Space, as they say, is big. In the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, author Douglas Adams elaborates. And he says, quote, "You may think it's a long way down the road to the chemist, but that's just peanuts compared to space," end quote. And it's hard to convey in everyday terms the enormity, I think, of the cosmos when most of us have trouble even visualizing the size of the Earth, much less our own galaxy. We talk in terms of light years, the distance light can travel in a year, as though the speed of light is somehow more intuitive than a number written in the trillions of kilometers. We give benchmarks in the same terms, like it takes light 1.3 seconds to travel between Earth and the moon. But in our everyday experience, light is instantaneous. So we might as well talk about the height of a building in terms of stacking up atoms. And I wish I could say astronomers, from what I've researched, have a better intuitive grasp of all this. But from what I've studied, I don't think they do. I don't think our brains really work that way. So we kind of cheat with numbers when we talk about the universe and space. We use longer yardsticks to talk about bigger spaces: kilometers, light years, parsecs, kiloparsecs, megaparsecs, gigaparsecs. We get comfortable with exponents. 1,000 is 10 to the third, a trillion is 10 to the 12th, where each successive step is a new power of 10, but at some point distance stops being a straightforward concept entirely. In our immediate solar system, space and time are both more or less well behaved, but when you have to deal with the cosmos as a whole, you have to factor in the fact that it refuses to sit still for its fitting. Space is expanding, and it has been since the Big Bang, and it's not stopping anytime soon. Now, if you look at a galaxy far, far away, not only do you have to factor in that the image you're looking at is old, you also have to account for the fact that it's no longer where it was when you first saw it. So let's say you see a supernova go off in a galaxy that's, let's say, 1 billion light years away. Well, did the supernova go off, or did it go off 1 billion years ago? Well, you can say the latter because the light has been traveling to us for 1 billion years. But since there's no way to observe it back then, what does saying that it went off in the past even mean? And that 1 billion light year distant galaxy, how far away is it really? 1 billion years ago, it was 1 billion light years away, but the universe has been expanding that entire time. So now it must be much further. So what distance do we use there? And even time is distorted by the stretching of space. We can watch the brightening and dimming of an exploding star, as the shock wave tears through it, and say that it took about 100 days to fade away. But if we compare it with a supernova nearby on average, you'll find that the distant one takes a few days longer. So from our perspective, it's kind of like it's exploding in slow motion. And then even with the limitations of definition, we do our best to measure our space and quantify its farthest reaches. We've categorized countless galaxies, some so distant that their light has taken almost the entire lifetime of the cosmos to reach us. And we've searched our maps of the cosmos for some indication of an edge or a center, and we haven't found anything. We have no reason to believe the cosmos doesn't just go on forever in every direction without any significant change in content or structure. The galaxy our planet is in is just a single grain of sand in this vast unbroken desert, and if you zoom out far enough, everything looks more or less the same. If every time we look out into the cosmos we're looking into the past, then it stands to reason that looking far enough away could mean that you're looking at the time so far into the past that it's the moment when the universe first formed. That's what defines our cosmic horizon. To put another way, anything beyond our cosmic horizon is so far away that even if a light beam left it at the very moment the universe started, approximately 13.8 billion years ago, the distance is so vast that the light beam hasn't had time to reach us yet. There hasn't been enough time. So when we look at the edge of the observable universe, we can see a cosmos that is still on fire. And we have good reason to believe that in this apparently boundless universe, there are galaxies beyond the horizon, just as when you stand on the ocean shore and you see nothing but water, you have reason to believe there's land out there eventually beyond what you can see. If you jumped in a ship and you sailed away, your horizon would move with you and you would eventually see that land. And similarly, if you could take off in an interstellar rocket ship to another part of the cosmos, your horizon would still be centered on you, wherever you were. For me, if that doesn't blow your mind as it does mine, I'm not sure what does.